Hi, back with the Ian Lewis Gardner Tackle Mistral Baits blog, number 14 now, and we're here on the Yateley Match Lake again, this time in a swim known as the Golf Tees. What a view, eh? I guess they call it that because it must look like a fairway on a golf course or something, looking at the view. We've got an island down to my left, a big channel, an island further out, lots and lots of open water, really deep margins all along this bank. What I've done is I've had a quick lead about just to get a feel for what's out there, and it is extremely weedy at the moment, but I've managed to get one just short of the island, probably 10 feet off. Got a drop there, one on the end of the island, that went down fairly well, and I put a rod out into open water at the moment, so I've got in between sort of two weed beds, probably 50 yards range, in line with the right hand side of that willow. Loads of the bloody flying seagulls at the moment. I think they're black-beaked seagulls, I'm not sure, but as soon as they even get a sighting of a throwing stick or a catapult, they just swarm you. So unfortunately, despite there being lots of fish cruising around the surface, surface fishing I think would be nigh on impossible with those fellas flying around. But hopefully I'll have around 48 hours this time, so a much longer stay than normal. So hopefully I'll be back with you later with some tips and whatnot, and you know, a fish on the bank would be nice. Cheers. Fish all over the spot at the moment, keep fizzing up, rolling. It's really looking good for a bite. Unfortunately, I've only got one rod positioned on there, and if it keeps going, I think I'm going to have to try and sneak a second one over there. Just typical, I grabbed the old camcorder and it goes sort of flat calm again. Honestly, one after another they've been rolling just at where I've been putting some bait out. Problem is, I want to top it up, but every time I go to do it, the old gulls come round in the numbers and probably take off half the bait. That is typical, that is. I've literally sat here for 5 to 10 minutes just watching them fizzing and rolling. The moment I fetched the camera, or was that a weed or was that a fizzer we got there? A bit of weed. Oh no, just behind it. Can you see that? It's not far off the mark. Come on the carp. Due to the weed, I've actually upped my size to a size 8 covert mugger. Just think it'll have better hooking potential, and you know, the hook hold should be a lot firmer, I think, with a slightly larger hook size. These are the hybrid style hook links we've been playing with. This time there's a 15-pound subterfuge boom, piece of putty to counterbalance it, size 12 ring swivel, the curved super shrink tube onto the hook, and then an oval ring, which is important. It just keeps the bait and the hook all in alignment, and the hook covert hook stop level with the barb. I shall attach those just before dark later, and get some more bait out there. Hopefully the gulls will leave me alone, and with any luck I'll have something to show you. But what I'd like to say about these is when tied correctly, they will turn and catch 10 out of 10 times when passed over the palm of your hand. So you know, great hooking potential really. and the hook holds we've had so far have been pretty much where I want them to be, set back in the sort of middle of the bottom of the lip, and touch wood, we've had I think now it's 5 or 6 fish hooked and 5 or 6 fish, and all of them landed. We haven't lost one yet, so this will be the test, what with the vast amount of weed and stuff, so fingers crossed. Hi, back with the blog. It's now 5 to 5 in the morning. Just got up and recast the rods onto the spot to which I had to take last night, which resulted in unfortunately the other 2 lines being wiped out completely, but I did end up with a 45 pound 12 ounce catfish. I'm not joking, it must have been probably 4 feet in length or so, absolutely huge. Probably was scrapping on and off because it went solid in the weed for probably, I don't know, 45 minutes, something like that. So obviously no film footage because it was dark, but I've got the pictures to follow. So as you can see, back down to 2 rods, both fished out to a spot probably around about sort of where the camera's focusing on now, that kind of area. So fingers crossed I'll have some more film footage later. It's now nearly 6 o'clock and I've received no more action, but I've now got 3 rods in play. I've managed to rig up another and send it out to, you can't see it there, but towards the end of an island. Nice clear area. A lot of fish showing out on the end of that island there, but that's in front of the swim over there known as the Parties, which I've fished whilst doing the vlogs. But what an absolutely stunning view. It's really carpy weather. It's mild, overcast, it's drizzle, perfect really. So fingers crossed I'll have one to show you. I can think of worse things to wake up to. Look at that, what a view. As you can see, the weather's taken a turn for the worse. So what I've done is I've reeled in and rested the swim as it was, nothing was happening. Got home, had a quick shower, come back, marked up again and found my silty area between the weed, and spotted about 1.5 kilos of coconut ice over the top. Now the reason I've spotted the boilies, I know it sounds mad, but it's purely because you don't get any problems with the seagulls. They seem to spook off at the yellow spot. Plus you get, nice and accurate, because what I don't really want is boilies up in the weed. I want them all on the deck really with my hook baits. So fingers crossed I'll get the rods out later and might get a bit of action. There's just been a fish rolled actually. I don't know if you can see that there, just that ring. Nice fish just topped out. Probably it's a good way off where we're fishing, or going to be fishing, but still fishing the area nonetheless. But look at the state of it now. Oh, blimey. You have to question your sanity sometimes fishing in this. Cheers. Hi, on the final morning now, sort of towards the tail end of the 48-hour session. Only the one catfish to show for my efforts. We've got an absolutely fierce southwesterly pushing in, probably like gale force to be honest with you. Pushing right down into the bay. If I was a brave man I would have considered a move, but there are still fish present in this area, so there's still a chance. I mean, we've still got a few more hours before pack up, and if the weather does improve later, the rain stops etc, I'm going to drive up the road and fish the Church Farm complex with my mate Ricky for the final night. So yeah, I mean, through last night all I received was one liner, which I thought would have developed into a run later on, as I say, there was fish in the area on the spots and stuff, but no, that's been it. I don't know whether this weather's killed it or whether they've just all moved onto the new winds right down into the bay. I don't know, but the problem is it's even when you know, if I was to move it, it's not ever as simple as that, because of the nature of the lake being so weedy, and you've got a lot of floating weed. I mean, I could move down into the bay and it's still a case of trying to find the spots. You know, you can't just turn up and fish. It's really hard work down here, to be honest. The rewards are there to be had, don't get me wrong, but it's never ever a walk in the park down here. But I mean, can't complain too much. It's not been a great deal out. I mean, there's some people down for the whole of the weekend, fishless. So sort of, you know, catfish wasn't in the intended species, but at £45.12, I mean, no, I'm not going to complain too much. So hopefully I'll catch up with you later on the next lake, as long as the weather improves. Cheers. Received no more action on the match lake, so I'm going to go home shortly and replenish my stocks and move on over to Church Farm. Sounds daft really, because it's only like half a mile down the road. Yeah, I'll be travelling a probably 14-mile round trip, but such is life. Basically, I've tied up 3 rigs ready for the later session, all combi rigs comprising size 10 mugger, sink skin, but it's been stripped back into its uncoated form, 15-pound subterfuge, and you got your sort of critical mass putty. Basically, these two are on the coconut ice as normal, but what I'm doing differently with this one is I've got a Enterprise artificial tiger, which I'm going to fish over some Mistral pre-prepared tiger nuts. They come in like a little jar, and some of the Mistral hemp. But these two, depending on where I get to fish, I get into one of the swims, which I think will be good given the conditions and weather. I'm actually going to fish these two over some like fluffy ground bait. So with any luck later on, I'll be back to show you some captures with any luck.